Hello and welcome to Math 1314. This is College Algebra, and I'm Professor Algio, and I'm here to kind of go over what you can expect this summer for our course. And so first we'll kind of look at the syllabus, and then I've got a calendar to kind of lay out the course for us. And I want to go over where you can access the material and how exams will work and all that good stuff. So as we look through here, let's see. So D2L, we'll definitely look at that in a moment. That's where all these documents will be. And so let's see, textbook. So for a textbook, I'm actually using an OpenStax, and I'm pairing it with this program called My Open Math. So those two are going to both be free. So you do not actually have to purchase anything for this course. So that's the good news. And here is how you're going to set that up right here. Here's a link, and then here's the course ID, and then here's the enrollment key that you're going to use to get into the course. So you go ahead and click on that and pull this up. Let's see, it actually pulled up over here. Here we go. So right here, I have all my different courses here, but this is our summer course right here, our online course. And so once you set up your account, it's real simple. You just need to supply an email. And I think that's about it. And you can get your account running. And then once you use that information, you'll get logged in here. And you can see I have a calendar here for our course. So our course technically starts on July 11th, which is a Thursday. It's kind of a weird day to start. And so you can kind of see here, I've got all the homeworks. These are actually when they're going to be due. These are the actual due dates for these different units right here. And then you'll notice in blue right here, there is an orientation quiz that you'll need to take in D2L by Monday the 15th. And so that'll be really important. So we'll definitely go over that in a moment also. So let's go back to the syllabus for now. So just here's some general information. So for calculators, you can use the Scientific's ideal for this course. Graphing calculators are not necessary, but are going to be allowed. So if you have a graphing calculator, that's fine. You just can't use any calculators that can connect to the internet or anything like that. But so obviously you can't use your phone calculator on an exam. For your homework, you can use whatever you want. But for exams, you're limited to graphing. I'm sorry, scientific or graphing, or four functions fine too, if that's what you want to go with. But you will need the scientific calculator for part of the course because we do have to use some of those elements from there. Okay, so the purpose of this course, most people are just taking this as part of their graduation plan. And here are the outcomes for this course. And I'm not going to read through this, but you can if you'd like to on your own. And then the general course outline. So I do have a calendar in D2L, and I also have the calendar right here. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at that now. So here's our calendar. This kind of will give you an idea of how this is going to work. So here we're starting on July 11th right here. And so I have these assignments. I kind of spread them out how I would if I were teaching in the classroom. Like, how much do I feel like I would be able to cover if this were not an online course? How much could we get through each day? And so these assignments, though, will not be due until right here. It says all of Unit 1 homework will be due by Sunday, the 21st, right here, July 21st. So you have plenty of time, but this would be a good idea to kind of pace yourself about what I have right here. Now, I know things happen and there might be a day or two you're not able to work on something, but this is a good indication of how much time you're going to have to spend on each of these sections. So day one, make sure we read through the syllabus, watch the welcome video. Hopefully you're doing that right now. The orientation quiz. So this is really important. I need y'all to take the orientation quiz in D2L because that's going to go through the protocol that's required for taking exams. And so I don't want the exam one to show up and you're having issues with accessing it because you haven't gone through the protocol yet, because things happen. things happen, you don't have the right software, or whatever may be the case. And so I don't want that issue to happen. So that's part of the purpose of the orientation quiz, is to make sure you understand the protocol for testing, because you're going to be walked through it on the computer. And then after that, we have two sections here: factoring review and solving quadratics. And so I'm not going to read through all of these, but like I said, I kind of pasted out on what I thought I could probably get through during a class period if I were teaching this in person. Complete the unit review. So I bolded that because the exams are a subset of the review. So the review might be like 30 questions and the exam will be something like 18 questions. Well, those 18 questions will have come directly from the review. So if you complete the review and you feel confident, then you'll do well on the exam. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute when we see that in the syllabus. So this is kind of how it lays out here. So I kind of ideally, you want to kind of finish up these assignments by the 17th, and then I give you a window right here to take your exam. And so you have from the 18th to the 21st. Okay, and that's when the homework's going to be due also. And we don't have any makeups for exams. Okay, and once again, I'll get a little bit more in depth on that, but you have quite a window here. And that's why I said that I want you to be sure to do the orientation quiz so we don't have any hiccups when the test rolls around, so we know what to expect on how to access it and all that. So I'm not going to read through all this, but you can kind of see what's going on here. We actually have 4 units, but you're only going to have 3 regular exams and 1 final exam. So we have a unit 1 exam, a unit 2 exam, a unit 3 exam. And then for unit 4, what's going to happen here is your final exam is going to be made up of about half of it will be unit 4 and the other half will be from the previous units. And once again, there will be a review that you can access. And once again, all the questions from the final exam come from the review. Okay, so as long as you complete that, you should do quite well. Let's go back to the syllabus here so we can talk a little bit more in depth about some of these things here. So when you email me, just make sure you include the information, tell me who you are, what class you're in, because a lot of times we teach multiple classes. And then a lot of times students will be emailing me to ask for help on something. And so send me a screenshot if you can. That's going to be the easiest way. Or you can just tell me, okay, on homework 1.5, I'm having trouble with question number 7, something like that, and I can look it up and I can kind of give you a little idea on how to approach it. So that's typically the way I work with students mostly, is they'll email me questions. Like I said, screenshots are usually the best because then I can kind of see some of your work also. And then I'll make you a little video and send it back to you and give you a little explanation on how to approach that. So but if you do want to meet for office hours, that's fine. Just let me know. It's just by request. You just let me know and we'll set up a time and we'll meet up on WebEx. All right, let's see how you'll be evaluated. I think we should be pretty familiar with how grades are distributed. So an A is from 90 to 100, B is from 80 to 89, a C is going to be 70 to 79. And yes, we do give Ds for 60 to 69. The thing about D, though, some universities will not accept that and they'll make you retake the course. So kind of keep that in mind. We do want to shoot for a C or better. Some will accept a D, but a lot of them won't. So just kind of be aware of that. Let's see. So here, probably the most important thing you're going to be concerned with is how am I going to be assessed? So for the homework's going to be 20%. And so each section covered in class, I'll have videos for each section. You will have an assignment in the MyOpenMath platform, and I'm going to show you around there in a moment. Due dates will be posted there. Also, they're on the calendar. You will have 4 late passes to complete any overdue assignments. So if you miss an assignment, don't ask for an extension. You have these 4 late passes, and once they're gone, they're gone. On the homework, you also, those unit reviews and the final exam review will also count as part of your homework grade. So just kind of keep that in mind. The reviews will count towards your homework. Our regular exams will be 60%. And so there'll be 3 regular exams throughout the semester. Each exam is made up of questions from its respective reviews. So just keep that in mind. Okay, here's the part that's going to be kind of interesting, and I'll go over this with you in D2L in a moment. But this was what I was kind of alluding to with the orientation quiz, because your exams will be taken in MyOpenMath, just like your homework, but the way you access it, you're going to have to do it through D2L. So exams can be found in D2L by clicking on course activities and then quizzes. Exams can only be taken once. Okay, now when you're in D2L, it's going to show you that you can take it an infinite amount of times. And what that's about is being able to access the exam. You can access it an infinite amount of times. And the reason I do that is in case something happens and you get knocked out and you have to log back in. Okay, but you can access it an infinite amount of times, but you can only take it once. You can only take the exam once. You'll be given 2.5 hours, which should be plenty of time to complete the exams. Students are required to use Respondus Lockdown Browser and Respondus Monitor. So once again, that's why I need you to do the orientation quiz, because in order to do the quiz, you're going to have to download the softwares onto your computer, okay? And you might think, oh, I already have that software. Well, you want to make sure it's the software that is compatible with D2L. And so it will pop up when you're trying to access the quiz. It'll give you the proper software you need to download. So the lockdown browser, what that does is it makes it to where you can't access anything else except the page you're on unless I give an exception. And that's kind of how the exams will work. You're going to log in to take the test, and it's actually going to kind of be like a shell of a test. It's not really going to be a test, but there's going to be a link, and the link will take you to the MyOpenMath to where you can take your exam. But that's the only browser that you'll be able to open. The only page you'll be able to open is the MyOpenMath to take your exam. And the Respondus Monitor part is going to be the video cam. And so what that's going to do, you have to have a webcam. And so if you don't have one, you need to pick one up. You can get one at Walmart for $10. Okay. So you're going to need to get one of those, no exceptions. And we're going to kind of go over that in a moment too. I've got pretty detailed instructions on how I want that to work. So on the exams, let's just finish this part. Students may use a scientific or graphing calculator on the exams. Students are permitted to use one standard sheet of paper with notes and examples on it. So basically like a little cheat sheet. Okay, one page, front and back. And when you're taking the exam, part of the protocol will be checking in and kind of showing your workspace and all that kind of stuff. And so you'll show your one page of notes and examples that you can use. But you must refrain from using any other resources, okay? If you're caught cheating, you will automatically receive a 0 on the assessment and may be dropped or given an F in the course. Okay, makeup exams will not be allowed. So that's why it's important to understand the protocol so there's no issues. Okay, but with that said, however, I will replace your lowest regular exam grade with your final exam score if it is higher. So, for example, let's just say you score poorly on one of the exams. Let's say you make like a 50. And on the final exam, you make an 85. Well, that 50 is going to turn into a 85. Or, something happens, you missed an exam and it's a 0. That 0 will get replaced with the final exam grade, whatever that is. Only one will get replaced. So not multiple ones, only one exam, your lowest exam grade will get replaced, okay? Final exam grade does not get replaced. The final exam grade is what it is. Okay, grading and earning partial credit on exams. So to earn partial credit, a student must submit their handwritten work within an hour of completing the exam. So this is optional. You don't have to submit your work, but that's the only way you can earn partial credit. Partial credit means getting some points back on problems that you missed on an exam. If the exam marks the question wrong, then I'll go back and look at your work to give partial credit if possible. Getting points back is not guaranteed. To submit your work, go to content. This is going to be in D2L, and I'll show you this in a moment. And then look for the link that says work submissions. Please be sure to follow the guidelines. And so I'm going to show you all that in just a moment. So the final exam will be 20%. So that makes up our 100% here. So homework's 20, regular 60, final exam is 20. Cumulative final will be given at the end of the semester. Students will be given 3 hours. You'll give them 3 hours. Once again, that's probably more than you'll need, but just to be sure, 3 hours to complete the exam. Rules for the regular exams also apply for the final exam. So same thing about calculators. You can have one cheat sheet, front and back, that kind of stuff. Okay, so let's talk about the protocol for the exam. So exam expectations. So proctored exams are required for this course. The following information should help you prepare to take exams in this course. So camera placement is very important. Here are some examples of what's going to be acceptable. These images are examples using the USB cam. Now, I know some of y'all are going to want to use your camera from your laptop, and that's fine. You're just going to have to be kind of careful how you place it. Like if you look at this picture right here on the upper right, that's from a laptop computer right there. So the main thing is I want to see your workspace and I want to see you, okay? Just here's some other examples here. So you can see the main thing is your workspace and you, okay? Want to make sure you find somewhere quiet where you can do this, where you're not going to have any distractions, that kind of stuff. Okay. So here are some also examples with the built-in camera from the laptop, because I will admit that's a little bit harder to kind of set up, but it can be done. All right, so make sure you read through all this. I don't want to read everything off this page. Here's some unacceptable placements. So you can see I can't see the workspace, can't see you, that kind of thing. Look, don't be nervous. Just make sure you have it set up right and you'll be fine. Okay, but if I do have suspicions, I will let you know, and it could result in a 0 on the exam, or it could result that you have to come in and do in-person testing for the rest of the semester. So just kind of keep that in mind. So here are just some things to keep in mind. First and foremost, make sure you have a reliable internet resource. Okay, make sure your internet is working well. Second, make sure that your computer is fully charged or plugged in. And then third, the exam must be taken on a PC or a Mac computer, not an iPad. I think recently Chromebooks are working now too. So I believe Chromebooks will work, but no iPad. Here, this just talks about the Respondus Lockdown browser, that you need to make sure you download the right one. Make sure you have everything set up properly. And like I said, we're going to have the orientation quiz, and so that will make sure that you have everything set up properly. What do you need in your workspace? A calculator, a writing utensil, blank paper. Make sure you have plenty of paper, but no spirals or folders, okay? And then you can have your one-page cheat sheet. And so when you go through the protocol of checking in, you'll show your workspace, and you'll kind of see. It's not really all that difficult, but I just want to make sure you've gone through the process prior to the first exam, so you'll know what to expect. This just once again is about academic integrity. I'll let you read through this on your own. Okay, things to remember. Once again, I'll let you kind of read through this on your own. Okay, important information. Okay, so by the way, if you need a computer, let's say your computer is it's not compatible, it's not working out. Once again, that's why we want to do the orientation quiz. You can check out a computer from Lone Star for free, and you can go through this link and make a request and come pick it up. Okay, students may be dropped from the course for one of the following reasons. If you don't complete the orientation quiz, okay, that's coming up real soon, Monday, July 15th. your examinations. If you score 0 on 2 or more exams, or not following exam protocol. Okay, so if you miss 2 exams, there's just mathematically you're not going to be able to pass the course, and so you'll be dropped. Participation, you must complete at least 1 homework assignment each week. Now, hopefully you're doing a lot more than that, but if you just kind of fall off and I don't see any activity, then basically you can be dropped for that. And then most importantly is MyOpenMath. You need to have full access that first week to get the course going, because we have this thing called ODR, Official Day of Roll. Students must complete an assignment within the first week of class, or they will be considered a no-show and will be dropped. This is a Lone Star policy here. So you want to make sure you set up your account, get started on your homework. It's free, so it's nothing, you're not going to have to pay for anything, get that going. Important date, withdrawal date. So if you, for whatever reason, if you had to withdraw, the last day to do that would be August 6th. And then some of this other stuff is just standard. You're going to see this on every syllabus at Lone Star, the drop policy, the 6-drop policy. Here's some QRs that you can look up this stuff. Once again, this is pretty much on every syllabus you're going to see at Lone Star. The one that I will point out is the ADA, Americans with Disability Act. If you have any accommodations, just be sure to make me aware of those so that I can honor those. We do have a tutoring center here on campus, and these hours, I'd have to double check because I believe these are from the spring, but in the summer, they're pretty similar. We have in-person tutoring Monday through Thursday, probably from 9 to, might be from 9 to 3 or something. They probably close a little bit earlier during the summer. And we do also have online tutoring. And so if you go to this link, you can get some more information. And then you can also see the updated hours there. And then here's just our department information if you needed to contact the dean or the department chair. All right, well, let me go ahead and pull up D2L and kind of show you around there. Let's see. So here is D2L. So when you log in, you'll have all these, you'll have all these different tiles depending on how many courses you're taking or past courses you have taken. And so this is our tile right here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And here we are. So it starts out with announcements. So this is how you found my video right here, is from the link. Okay. And so go to the link, watch the video, you're watching it, good. And then here, if you go to content, that's where you're going to find all those materials here. So the syllabus and calendar are right here. The homework, you can click on this link. The link's also in the syllabus right here. So when you go here, you'll set up your account, then enroll. Here's the course ID. Here's the enrollment key. And let's go ahead and look back here. So here it is. Right here, you'll have a calendar. Let me see. Let me click on student perspective. Student perspective. So this is the only thing you'll see, but I guess that's because the assignments haven't actually been posted yet if you're a student. Let me go back to instructor. And so here's unit 1. And so here's your homework assignments. And for every homework assignment, we have videos. And then I also have outline notes for those videos. You don't have to print them out, but if you want to, you could. So right here, here's the factoring review. And so if you wanted to print that out, you could. Once again, you don't have to. Kind of shut that. If I click on it, it will actually open the notes. And I think it might open it in this page though. Okay, no, it did a separate one right here. And then here is the video. So you could hit the plus sign, and right here it will just open up and you can start watching the video here. There you go. Or if you want to click there, it'll pop up a new window and you can make it larger, watch your video. All right, let's see. So yeah, I really like this platform here. And then let's go look at the homework. So 1.1. So let's do a student preview so we can see what it would look like as a student. And so right here, factoring review, watch the first see. There we go. Here's our first question. So right here, factor out the GCF. So right here, you put the GCF and then what remains behind. So it looks like 9. Those are both divisible by 9. And we'd be left with A plus 7. And submit question. Got it correct? Now let's say I want to get some more practice. I can just say, get a similar question. Or if if I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I got it. Let's go on to the next one. Here we go. Okay, right here. Ooh, note, remember when the leading term of the polynomial is negative, usual practice to factor out the negative. So you're gonna want to pull out a negative, and then I also have to pull out a k with it, actually k squared. So let's see, we're gonna pull out -3 and then k, and then if I hit this, it'll give me to the power of, and I can put a 2 there. Okay, and so I'm factoring that, I'm basically dividing that out. So I'd be left with 6k, and then it's going to become a minus because I'm factoring out a negative. Whenever you factor out a negative, it causes a sign change. And let's see, that would leave me with a 5 right there. And so this is the GCF, and then this is what's left behind once I factor that out. Submit question, there we go. All right, let's see. Kind of more of the same. Once you look at the notes and watch my video, you should be good. Some questions, not all of them, will have videos. Also, these are not my videos. These are the videos from the people that made these questions. So what My Open Math really is it's basically an open source for instructors to use. So you don't have to pay for your homework platform. And so I like it a lot. I've been using it for a little over a year now. And so it's worked out pretty well. But yeah, you just kind of click in here, and then like I said, you've got these tools here, and you'll learn how to use them as you go through this. And in my videos, if in the homework there's anything tricky, I usually include that in my videos. And so I'm going to go ahead and just exit from here. Exit. And so, yep. So here you are. You got your homework, you got your video, you got your notes, and that should be the same for basically everything here. So unit 2, same thing. It's your homework 2.2. Here's your videos, part 1 and 2. I try not to make videos too long. I try to keep them at 20 minutes or under. I don't always, but I try my best to keep the videos I don't want them to be too long. So that's sometimes why I break them into parts 1 and 2 and so on. So like right here on 2.6, I've got some hints on how you're supposed to graph it in the homework. And in the videos, I believe I actually kind of go over that too. So you'll see stuff like that. So yeah, I've been pretty happy with the platform. Okay, so going back here, let's see. So we've got the orientation quiz right here. So if you click on that, here's your orientation quiz. And so this will walk you through the protocol of testing, okay? Now your exams here, I don't think I set the dates properly yet. These are from the spring, but anyways, it's gonna be the same protocol to get through them. And so what's gonna happen is once you get in there, you'll have like a little generic question, but there'll be a link that will take you to My Open Math and will take you to your exam. And so it's here. You won't see this on yours, but you can see I have proctored exams, and it's hidden. It's hidden right here. I've got the exams here hidden, so you can't see them. But when you go through D2L, you'll be able to access it. And that link will be the only way that you'll be able to get to your exam. And then once the deadline is passed, I will make it visible. So you will be able, it won't be hidden any longer, your exam, so that you can look it over and see how you did. So that's kind of how that's going to work. I think that might cover most everything. Oh, work submissions. So here's the work submissions. So right here, once again, I need to fix the dates, but I'll do that. Make sure you kind of read through this. It's pretty detailed, but basically I don't want you to send me a bunch of chicken scratch. I want to make sure it's organized and stuff, and I want it to be a single document. And if you can even do it with your phone if you need to. There's apps out there that you can take pictures and convert it to a PDF file and upload it. And so basically the idea is I don't want a bunch of random documents sent to me. I want one document and I'd like it to be organized. Now, look, I understand you might not work out every single question, but keep it organized for me, please. So like question 1, 2, and then maybe all of a sudden you didn't need to show your work on a couple, and so you're back to number 5 and then 6, and then all of a sudden you're on question 10. That's fine. Just keep it orderly and keep it as a single document, and that should be fine. And once again, that is optional, but that's if you want to have the opportunity at partial credit. And the partial credit can vary. Sometimes you might get 10 points back for partial credit, and sometimes you might get 1 or 2 points back. It just kind of depends on the exam and depends on the student and how much detail they show in their work. Okay, I think that'll be good for now. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. I'm more than happy to meet with you on WebEx. Like I said, for the most part, students will send me their questions in an email. I'll make them a video and I'll email them back a link to a video with an explanation of whatever they're working on. So I look forward to working with you all. And if you have any questions, just let me know.